Alright, what's good everyone? I'm Jaxler. If you thought the last game was quote-unquote weird or bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is Nicktoons Unite for the Nintendo GameCube. The best way I can describe this is a video game that exists. So before I get into it, this was supposed to be a co-op run between me and another runner named Drunkle Titus. Because of basically the whole world ending, we weren't able to meet up in person to do this run as co-op, so I'm going to be doing this as like a one-player, two-controller run. So this is going to be scuffed as heck, so just prepare yourself. Also, you can already tell this is a quality game by just how long it takes to load something off the memory card. I'd also like to apologize in advance because it's currently like 9:30 a.m. my time, and I got up about an hour ago, so I'm going to be a little bit tired. Yeah, this will be New Game Plus. Alright, I'm ready on timer when you are. So, give me 1 second. And... okay, so... romping through all the levels here. Let's just get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is that this game has terrible loads. When we were like trying to figure out how to handle this for the quarantine stuff, me and Drunkle Titus were trying to run this on NetPlay through Dolphin because it's a GameCube game, right? And there's an FPS counter at the top, and it would show that it goes down to like I want to say like 8 FPS during every loading screen. It's real bad.
You've made no mistake.
Also, something you will notice is that the cutscenes are pretty bad and they're pretty long. This first one I'm going to talk over a bit to talk a little bit about exactly what I'm doing, because once we actually get into the levels, it's going to get kind of funky. So, what this game actually is, it's a 4-player 3D co-op beat-em-up. So you go through some levels, beat up enemies, do some minor platforming. That's kind of like the whole game, right? So, once you have a completed save file in this game, you can essentially reload any level that you want to, because of course you would want to play back levels of this beautiful video game, right? But doing that allows you to revisit levels with all like the power-ups and upgrades you unlock throughout the game. So that's what we consider to be New Game Plus. And we're going to be using some of the later game abilities to completely bust the world right open. So we go through a bunch of characters' worlds. So we're starting off in Danny Phantom's world because it's Nicktoons. Okay. I'm immediately going to swap to SpongeBob and pull out a bubble bomb and just start holding it. And while I'm sitting over here, oh gosh, everything's getting tangled. I'm gonna prep another controller with Danny right here, and you're gonna see him just kind of fall out of bounds here. Nope, wrong controller. Okay, there we go. So we're already out of bounds at the start of the level here, and so essentially what happened is SpongeBob was holding on to one of his explosive water bubbles while it exploded, and that skews his hitbox for some reason that we really don't understand why. But when you have this hitbox and are standing next to another character, the game really doesn't like when that happens, and it will try to push the characters apart after about a second or so. And if you angle both characters just right, you can get it to push characters through walls. And so we did that to get Danny out of bounds here, and now you're going to see him basically fall perpetually for a fair bit. So what's happening here is if you fall too far out of bounds, as a safety mechanism, the game will launch you up super high into the air, similar to like Paper Mario 64, the way that it does it. So it just jumps you up to a certain height, and that allows us to basically fly around out of bounds wherever we want to. So we get out of bounds at the start of the level, and we're basically just wrapping around the entire level. Now, at the end of this level, there's a mini-boss fight with a character named Walker, who's like the prison warden, I guess. But behind the door, just kind of like placeholder door that they have in the boss arena, there's a trigger that just the devs left in that just cues the end of the fight. So, that's where we're headed right now. So this is the boss arena. So now I'm going to start turning down into the left a little bit. And then a couple more falls, and then I'll land behind the door. So one more should do it. Okay, so you're going to see some weird debug text come up. Don't worry about it. Oh. I'm inbound, so I'm going to have to back this up by Oh gosh. Okay. So we'll swap to SpongeBob, and then it's not a huge deal if I land back in bounds. Apparently not. Hold on. Only a minor setback. Danny, what are you doing, buddy? Alright, this is a slight... We're already off to a slight disaster, but I should be able to just clip him through the wall here. This is a backup. We got this. We can handle this. Alright, there we go. No, I do not want to save and quit. Oh, this is going to be slow. So, like I said, I amended to the wrong thing. The memory card loading times are really slow. Yeah, we're still on this, by the way. Oh, good. It just loaded. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're out of the first level now. So, normally you just land behind the door from out of bounds, but I had to clip back out of bounds because I screwed up. But doing that skips the whole level and the boss fight, which is pretty cool.
Did you make these devices yourself?
You can do that in any percent, but you have to do a different out of bounds. That's like really not viable for one player to do.
Not me.
So now normally in any percent, what you have to do is go a bit of the ways into this level to grab an upgrade for Timmy. But because this is New Game Plus, we don't have to worry about that. As it turns out, the main level is just like somewhere out behind us, and this little room is just located somewhere out of bounds. That somewhere happens to be right at the end of the level. So we can essentially what we're gonna do is just clip out of this lab here, and just walk straight to the end of the level. So this is one of those levels where there's more cutscene going on than actual gameplay, so that's exciting. Okay, this one has SpongeBob, so going to queue up a bubble bomb and swap over to Danny. I'm gonna be using Danny a lot for sort of just basic movement. I'll explain why later, but he's just gonna fall out of bounds here. Hold up and to the right. And then you should land at the end of the level. And then once you get here, you can just jump at this wall, and we'll just hit the trigger for the end of the level. Alright, we did it.
Not quite. There's still one big ghost we need to take
In the 80% run, that level takes a couple of minutes, but we're already through it. Oh, hey, I golden. Nice. Alright, so now we're in VLAD'S castle now. So we took a high school and retrofitted it into a dungeon. Normally you're not supposed to get to Ganon's castle until the end of the game, but, well, here we are. Okay, so
we can't beat Vlad while that thing is open.
There's a lot going on in this level, so, like I mentioned earlier, the out-of-bounds stuff resets you to a set height once you fall far enough, but a lot of the level is built higher than that set point that you fall back from. So, we're still gonna go out-of-bounds at the start of the level here, but we're only gonna go about halfway through the level with the out-of-bounds, and then after that, you're gonna actually see some normal gameplay out of this game for once, which I'm not sure, wait, no, I didn't want to do that yet. I'm gonna do that up here. Alright, so, generally speaking, while I'm waiting for a bubble bomb to blow up with SpongeBob, I use that to position my other characters in the right position. And now he's got the altered hitbox because I blew up the bomb, and now Danny's out of bounds. So, you're also going to see me turn off certain controllers every now and then. The reason why is that not only having multiple players restricts your camera, but on top of that, the more players that you have in the game, the laggier the game gets. This game is notorious for lagging a lot. And so I'm going to be doing intentional strategies to try to avoid the game lagging really bad. I know that it's a GameCube game and you wouldn't expect that, but welcome to Nicktoons Unite for the Nintendo GameCube. Also, should note, as per usual of multi-platform games that released on this console generation, GameCube has the fastest loads. It only came out on GameCube and PS2. So you're going to see a lot of orange void here. I'm just holding up and to the right. I know exactly where to go because I've memorized where to go after doing this trick a bunch of times. Essentially what we're going to be doing is sticking Danny's head in the floor in a part of the level coming up here. You're going to hear some strange noises and stuff. That's from all the level that we are skipping right now. Alright, so once I see some platforms load in on my right, I'm going to start holding down. So wait for one more fall or so. Okay, now I start holding down. Ooh, okay. That should work. So So I have to be very particular here. If I'm not careful, I'll hit a kill point and I'll have to restart the out of bounds trick, which would be kind of slow. So one more fall or so. One more. And that should put my head in the 4. Okay, so you see Danny's head is stuck. So now I'm going to mash start with the other controller. And then leave with Danny. So Danny's kind of stuck there for a moment. So say bye to Danny for right now. Okay, here he is. So what I did right there is to get him unstuck. Is so when a character is on camera and you try to swap characters over to them, it will just swap you to that character directly. But if they're off camera or somewhere off screen, the game will warp the character to you to try to catch them up. And so, by getting Danny off camera there, it allows us to get him over there faster. Alright, so now we got some generators to break here. Jimmy is just dancing around right now. I do not know what he's up to. But I have to switch to Timmy right now in order to freeze this generator for some reason. And then we're gonna break a couple of these bad boys. I have to be it is very easy to die here because the electricity pulses between the two generator nodes really fast. So you gotta be real careful. Alright, that was pretty good. I'm gonna swap back over to Danny. You're gonna see me do this 3-hit combo punch with him a lot. Every time you punch with Danny, he moves a step forward while he walks a lot. So, as a result, that allows you to move super fast with Danny. So, you're gonna be seeing me switch over to Danny a lot for general movement. So, we're gonna switch over to Monkey here. Try not to get hit too much. Ow. And Monkey is gonna allow us to break these platforms right here so that we can progress. Come on. Alright. So now we need to do this part with Timmy. So I'm going to skip a little bit of platforming here by just jumping up this castle bit here. Gotta freeze these 2 chains. Then run back around. We'll be grabbing a couple of things here for marathon safety. That's an extra life. Every time a character, like, hits 0 on the green meter, they die, and that's really bad. There's later parts of the game. There's like a later fight in particular, especially the final boss, where if you're not careful, you can just game over. That's really bad. Okay, so that's 1. There's 2. Ooh, I gotta be careful here. Very easy to get, like, combo hit. Yeah, you can already see, Timmy's complaining here. Alright, we got it in 2 seconds. Not bad. Alright. So now I'm going to be swapping over to Danny. Generally speaking, if your characters are far away or close to off-screen, they're less likely to get hit. So, it's generally good to swap off to a different character. So Danny can just go ghost through some walls too. Don't worry about it. Alright, now, I don't have to go for this strat, but it's a marathon, so I'm going to go for marathon swag. There's a way where you can skip this generator section by doing a very specific wall clip on this side. Now, normally this is a lot easier with 2 players, but we're going to try to do this with 1. So if I get this, I don't know, do something, make me feel better about myself. Okay, why is SpongeBob all the way over here? Okay. Alright, so as long as you start it up at the beginning of the level, SpongeBob will always have that, like, weird displaced hitbox. So I'm gonna try to clip Danny into the staircase right here. Oh, I nailed it first try. Let's go. Ooh, that's gonna be a massive gold. That's really, really hard, even with 2 players. So, yay. Alright, now we're 2 minutes ahead of my fake PB. So I did 1 practice run of this category before doing this. And, it was fake because I accidentally soft-locked, so I had to reload into another level early. So we are 2 minutes ahead of that right now. So long as something like a soft like that doesn't happen, this should be free world record. I'm just going to point that out right now. So yeah, that's hype. So now we've reached Vlad. So this is a boss fight. We're going to be facing off against a bunch of different old school Nicktoons villains in this game. Extreme amounts of value here. So we're going to be mostly piloting Danny. The way this fight works is that you have to basically mind control. You basically have to possess Danny's dad.
wouldn't
there's
risk
a whole suite of ethical issues involved with that.
I'm not gonna stand here and let you treat them like
So
puppets.
we're gonna control
Get
him, and then
ready
I'll
to
explain
pay
the
for
strat
this.
that we do once we do. So get rid of SpongeBob here to reduce lag. There's our dad. So now we're gonna take control of him. And then I'm just gonna tap A in a certain rhythm. And normally the dad has like a certain 3-hit combo punch. But if you just if you tap A with a certain rhythm, you deal more damage than you would otherwise. It's kind of weird. Alright, so basically I'm just trying to attack Vlad while he's in the corners here to try to lure him back.
Going go.
Come on, Vlad. Alright, we're just gonna wait this one. Alright, he's back in shield. Oh, I am out of magic juice. Okay, so the perfect bar stuff is magic juice, and I don't know what it's actually called. Okay, that's good. So he should spawn back in the center. Good. So if you hit him while he's in going ghost form, it'll manipulate him to come back to the center immediately here, and that skips a bunch of waiting around. Okay. Okay. Now we just wait for which corner he'll pop into next. Poke. Poke. I'm just gonna go around and poke him a bunch. Alright, come on, Vlad. Alright, he might float up. Okay, yeah. So, if you do the fight, like, right, which I didn't, you can avoid him floating up in the air, but it's kind of tricky to pull off. Not a huge deal. I'm just gonna go get the dad ready. Oh, what the heck? Where is he? Come back here, Dad. That was really weird. You didn't go in the shield. This is acting extremely funky now. Come on. There we go. Alright, this fight is acting a bit jank right now. So we're gonna lose some time to fake world record. Come on. Oh, a couple hits away. Not a big deal. Vlad, what are you doing? Oh, I got the last hit! Let's go! We skipped a cycle.
You better believe it, Vlad. You've lost.
Alright, so we have succeeded in the Battle of the Dads. And that is the end of the Vlad fight. So after you beat each boss, it'll take you to the next character's like set of levels. So now we're gonna be heading to Bikini Bottom after this. So that was a really bad fight, but don't worry about it. This is guaranteed to be the run.
I was hoping to learn more about their ghost hunting technology.
Trust me.
Oh, I normally don't see Danny going ghost here. This is really weird.
You're right. Here we go.
Alright, here we go. Alright, according to my splits, I am still 1 minute and 16 seconds ahead of fake world record. So, Pog. Alright, so, Bikini Bottom is like one of the only levels we haven't broken yet with Out of Bounds. We've been kind of working on it, but we haven't had anything like major strat that has stuck yet. So, and the reason why that sucks is the first bit of this level is an escort quest. We're basically trying to go as fast as we can through here and get rid of enemies for 2 reasons. 1, because it reduces lag. 2, also, Sandy is following behind us, and the further ahead we get, it'll cause enemies off the camera to deload, kinda, and it'll get them out of the way of Sandy so that, the next cutscene to get to the next part of the level doesn't trigger until she reaches this bridge over here. So we're trying to get everything we can off screen so that Sandy follows us this way. So now we just sit here and hopefully Sandy is coming. Come on, Sandy. Sandy, what happened, buddy? This happens sometimes. Sandy, what happened? Sandy, where are you? You see, this is why you don't run this video game. It's because Sandy just does stuff like this sometimes. Sandy got stuck on a robot. Heckin' A. Sandy, go, go. Okay, let's just go, Sandy, please. Come on. Jeez, OP. Well, that lost us like 40 seconds. Oh well. Please die. Alright, come on, Sandy. This is your time. Avoid the enemies. Yeah, now that's gonna lose us like a minute. Welcome to this level. Alright, so Sandy's finally gonna waddle over to her place. Gonna cross a bridge and then tell us, oh no! You can't do that, gamers. Too bad. Oops, I fell. Okay, that's not a big deal. Alright, so I have to get SpongeBob over here, so you can use his special ability to, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, please don't bother me. Don't harass me, bro. Oh, he missed! What a loser. Okay, we got it. Set shot's really annoying to hit, but I did it. Yay. Okay, so right here is some actual tech. I'm gonna try to jump around a cutscene. The window is kind of tight. So going ghost allows you to sort of hover in the air a bit with... Oh, I was like pixels away from hitting it. Anyway, so I almost hit the cutscene skip, so I'm like kind of cool by proxy, I guess? I don't know. We'll leave it up to the peanut gallery for that one. So then, just punching here with Danny to go fast. And as you can see, the game gets extremely laggy. Don't worry about it, the game just runs at this frame rate normally. Oh, go up the hill, Daniel. Come on. Alright, so now, coming up to this portion of the level, we're actually going to do some cool tech right here, which is the big reason you want to play on co-op for this. So I'm going to try... I was screwing this up in practice a bunch, so I'm going to try to focus, and then once... I'm going to do this trick essentially twice in a row, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. So I need 2 controllers for this. We're going to go Jimmy and Timmy very specifically for this one. Get Jimmy, like, right about here. That was almost it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's one. Alright, so now I do the same, like, off-camera loading thing to, get Jimmy to warp up here. Alright, we're gonna do this with Timbo instead. Alright, we got it. Okay, so that was kind of funky. What I did... Oh, no. Stay up there, Timmy. Oh, no, I got hit by a clam. That hurts. Love hurts. That's how it be. Alright, so what I did there, essentially... Alright, now we got back to Danny. Now I got everybody off camera. Okay, so what happened there is essentially, when you're not controlling it, when there's nobody controlling a character, it has the ability to freely move and jump on its own. And when you stack a character on top of one another, you can't normally jump off of each other. But because the character gets stuck on top of each other for long enough, if it's just an AI that's there, the game will try to make the AI character jump in order to get them unstuck from wherever they're stuck on. We can abuse that and then come back into the game right away in order to hop over that ledge and skip beating up all those enemies and stuff. Alright, so this time we have to wait for Sandy again, but she usually doesn't get stuck here, so we're just gonna chill. Also, sometimes the music just cuts out. Don't worry about it. This game's trying its best. Alright, she'll say, "Aw, heck," and then, like, 30 seconds later, the bridge breaks. Big gaming. Alright, not too much going on here. I'm notably not going to be going ghost, because you cannot, interact with these clams if you're going ghost, which is the thing where I basically turn into spectral form to avoid dealing with like the actual gameplay. I can't actually deal with the necessary gameplay here, which are these clams, so I stay unghosted here. Alright, so now we need to go find 5 Bikini Bottom residents. One of them is stuck behind the Krusty Krab for some reason. Oh, let me go through the gate, Daniel. Come on. Alright, then I'll switch to SpongeBob. And this is the only time you'll see this ability from SpongeBob in the entire run. It lets you lure enemies over to a location. Very useless, both in casual and speedrunning play, except for that one spot where it's basically set up to teach you how to use it. Alright, kill those guys to so they don't bother me. If you get hit while you're soaking up water here, it'll basically unsoak you. So that's really bad for speedrunning, obviously. So then I go up here, hit this switch to Daniel, switch to Daniel. Should be, this gets SpongeBob over here pretty quick. Okay, then we're gonna swap to Danny. And so we're gonna grab this guy, and then grab this last guy. And so something cool I'm gonna do right here is fall off, and then mash a different character's thing. That way, when you death warp like that, it'll pull the camera closer to the other characters. And doing that will allow you to swap over to a different character, which allows you to skip a little bit of backtracking. So cool little strat right there. We're moving and schmoving. Stuck on the fence, no big deal. Alright, so now we got a bunch of cutscene here. So we're big chillin' now. So now we're gonna do an assault on the chum bucket, essentially. Even though in the series it would literally be right across the street, we have to go through the entirety of Jellyfish Fields to get there for some reason.
And transporting them back to his fortress factory where he's extracting power from their sting.
I apologize for the beep boops. That's my phone having attachment issues. Don't worry, everything is okay. Alright, so we're just gonna let the game's story speak for itself. Spoiler warning, I'm gonna be losing some time here, because that was a little sus with Sandy. But we, no matter what, are still on world record pace, so do not fret, gamers, we are going ham. I should also probably host the channel that is currently hosting my run. That would probably be a good idea. This is also a good time to mention that if you're currently watching here and are looking for a way to support, but aren't sure about donating, then you can always just host the channel on Twitch, or tweet out the stream. That would be a really good way to support the marathon and all the people who are doing runs this weekend, so consider doing that if you haven't already.
And how will we know this agent?
Alright, so our secret agent is probably the dumbest character in television history. It's Patrick. So because of that, we're going to completely ignore him. Alright, so spot on with my estimate, about 40 seconds. Not a huge deal. We're still minus 28 on heckin' world record. Alright, so this is Jellyfish Fields, which I think is in Hawaii, because we're already at a black sand beach somehow. And now, the strat that you do to clip out of bounds here in any percent is really dumb, but with the powers of New Game Plus, anything is possible. So I'm immediately going to set up a bomb, get a controller on Danny, and we're just going to go out of bounds right here. So you're also going to see me face SpongeBob towards like backwards towards Danny. SpongeBob will like blow himself up in the opposite direction he's like technically facing. So doing that just lets me navigate to where I want to clip out of bounds faster. So if you like the previous out of bounds, this one's pretty cool too. We're going to be heading in this general upright direction for a little bit, and in a couple more falls, you're going to see me eventually hit a platform. So we're going to be running through a bunch of nothingness for a bit, and the reason you want to do this as Danny is because once you hit the ground, you can start punching midair, and that lets you go a bit faster here. So this should be the fall. Yep. Aw, dang it, the music cut out. Oh, there it is. Come on. Alright. I think I need to backtrack a little bit here. So essentially I'm doing all this out of bounds shenanigans to get to a much later portion of the level early. I'm a little lost here. This is something that happened to me in practice, so this will take me a little bit of a moment to fix. This is not where we're supposed to be right now. Well, that much is obvious, but I'm supposed to be not here in a different sense. Okay, I see green terrain. Oh, that's a kill plane. That's bad. Okay. Give me one moment while I try to repair this. We are going to make our way back here, I promise. You may notice, like, the music skipping and cutting in and out. Don't worry about that. That's normal gameplay. Oh, here we are. Okay. Now I have a general idea of where I am. Okay. This is good. So we should go, like, this way. Past, like, this door thing. And so, essentially, what we're gonna do to get back in bounds, because, is we're gonna fall. And then use, like, the properties of falling while out of bounds. Not like that. Like this. To basically fall back in bounds and whee! And then, now I can swap to Jimmy, shrink this ring.
Let's get
One of the best quotes in the game. And then I use the flare gun right there, because not only will I need it for this quote-unquote puzzle thing right here, but it also lets me stun the enemies, there and here. Which lets me reduce some lag. Because enemies will create a ton of particle effects if you're not careful. Also, nice jump, Danny. So we do that as a lag reduction mechanism right there. Oh, the stream skipped. Might be. Alright, so there's no music here as well. Don't worry about it. This level is notorious for music just not existing. Okay. So we have to recapture the ghostly crew of Dutchmen here in order to progress. For some reason, all of this just to get to the chum bucket. The ghosts start out in spectral form, and if an enemy is in spectral form, you have to be in spectral form for Danny to be able to interact with it. So we're gonna be going ghost. You're gonna hear Danny say, "I'm going ghost" a lot. If you haven't already been annoyed by it already.
Going ghost.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab the extra purple juice there. Every time you go ghost, and while you're doing it, it uses more purple magic juice. So I have to be a little bit cognizant. Alright, I'm gonna kill a couple of these enemies here because I need to swap to SpongeBob. And he needs to suck up some water to make a bucket move, which then triggers the entrance to the next boat. We've tried to skip this, I should mention, but there's a bit of invisible tomfoolery going on with the walls and such. So again, trying to keep the enemies there off camera, just to avoid lag. If something's off camera in this game, it basically doesn't exist. Like, the game isn't, like, rendering, like, the visual assets of the enemy. So it's very helpful for lag reduction. Alright, now, right here, you're supposed to use these crates to, like, create a platform down there, but you can just jump over it for some reason. Lot of lag through here, don't worry about it. Alright, he's dead. So you're gonna see me going out of, going ghost mode when I can. You really don't want to run out of that, purple juice, or else you can't go ghost, which means you can't interact with these bad boys. Eventually they do come out of phase, but it's really slow, and they have some really annoying attacks. Alright, so now we're gonna go walk the plank, and then we talk to Dutchman here, and that ends the level.
So long, Mr. Dutchman.
That looks like our way in. Patrick, Mr.
So why the chum bucket moved into a different location in Bikini Bottom is a complete mystery to me. But don't worry about it. Also, I just lost a minute on this split, but don't worry about it. Alright, this is the jellyfish factory. So this is normally the level where you get the water bombs to do all this out-of-bounds clipping that we're doing, but we're gonna skip most of this level with the water bombs. After this point is when the run starts to resemble an actual any percent run. But we have a couple of upgraded abilities that you get throughout the game as well as part of a New Game Plus file. we'll talk about that a little bit later. But just trust me, that New Game Plus is going to make things a lot better for us here. Oh, wrong controller. Okay, switch to Bob. I meant SpongeBob. Alright, so now the direction that we want to go is over here. So, go right about here and then set up a bubble bomb. And then we're going to do this clip with Danny again, just because that's what I'm used to. Oh, which controller am I? That's one of the hard things about doing this solo, is it's hard to remember which controller is controlling what character. Alright. So if you don't position SpongeBob correctly, Danny won't clip the right way. Come on, Daniel. Go through the wall. This one's a little bit tricky. That should work. Okay, so now we're out of bounds, and we're gonna basically... If I do this right, you should see very little of the main level. Alright, so let's see how this goes here. So there's a much later portion of the level right there. I'm gonna try to skip around it. If I fall back in bounds, not a big deal. It's very easy to clip back out. Okay, this looks good. Oh, I clipped back in bounds. That was close. Okay. So the place we're gonna do this is right here. Oh, come on, game. Okay, give me SpongeBob. So again, as long as you reset the glitch at the beginning of every level, SpongeBob will still have that weird hitbox glitch. So I'm just gonna get out of bounds here again. No real big deal. Oh, that's not too slow of a backup or anything. Alright, so... basically navigating through the level from out of bounds here. I'm going to be going around the long chamber. Normally, you'd have to do a whole bunch of stuff in this factory. You would have to, like, go save Patrick a bunch. You would have to free all these jellyfish through these valves, one of which we're actually going to pass by in a little bit. There was the actual level that we're passing by. I have to be very careful not to go too far to the left, or else I'll hit a kill point, and that's kind of bad. So, once I see the camera change like this, I can start holding a bit to the left. And then the end of the level is just to the up and left of this chamber right here. So, if I'm super sick, I'll load straight into the end of the level, but I may have to do an extra out-of-bounds clip. Also, the way I can tell where Danny is obviously by his little character marker. It's a little deceptive at times, but I'm generally using that as a guide to figure out where I need to go. Okay, so I landed in here. That's fine. So, I'm going to get everyone else in here. Hey, everybody. Alright, and then clip Danny through this little corner. Alright, let's try a different one. Sometimes the game just doesn't want you to clip. Come on. You can do it, buddy. There we go. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to exit out. Okay. This will be a little sus. Okay, we got it still. Okay, good. Even with the mistake. So now you're going to see some characters dancing around a little bit. That happens when you do this. And then you're going to see them all try to run through the door that you're supposed to open. But they're going to get stuck there for a couple extra seconds. Don't worry about it. Alright, and now we're going into the boss fight against Plankton. So now we're at the top of the chum bucket, which is basically turned into a factory. And now he's just abusing poor Mr. Krabs right now. Mr. Krabs, both his model and Plankton's model are just quite spectacles to look at in this game. I mean, I don't know what it is about this game, but Plankton looks kind of chunky in this game, like, compared to usual. Also, pay attention right here. You'll see Plankton. They didn't place him properly in the level, so he's actually floating above the level. And there he is. He's just hovering above the platform. It's also just generally interesting to mention just how bad the 3D models are. Like, with how SpongeBob looks like he just has, like, really bad eyeliner on. Alright. So this fight, he's gonna be a coward and summon a bunch of enemies. The way that you deal damage to this boss is he comes down and he'll do the Dodongo suck up a bomb thing. This fight is basically King Dodongo with extra steps, right? And so, we're gonna wait for him to come down, and we're actually going to let him attack once. And the reason why is the devs left a really bad bug in the game, where, if you don't let him attack at first, his hitbox for taking damage is super skewed, and you can't actually damage him. So take the bomb. Take the bomb. Why aren't you throwing SpongeBob? Okay. All right. So we're gonna switch to Timmy and charge up an attack. That's something that we have unlocked because of New Game Plus. With his melee attack, which is unlocked in the previous level, but again, because it's New Game Plus, we don't have to worry about unlocking extra abilities. So again, it's important here that we just kill enemies to reduce lag. If I do this fight right, I should have like a 6-cycle fight. So strap in, gamers, because this will be a long one.
One bubble bomb coming up.
Alright, and if I'm lucky, I can get some of my teammates to help me out too, which is nice. But not always consistent. I'm making sure to grab health pickups throughout the way here because, just because the AI is incredibly bad in this game for your teammates, there's a good chance that they'll just run themselves into danger and kill themselves. So you have to be a bit, have a bit of precaution with picking up these power-ups.
One bubble bomb coming up. This is a job for Clef.
Alright, about halfway, that's good. We should, in theory, be on pace for a 6-cycle, which is good, I think. SWAT. Yeah, so I don't have too much to talk about here, so I hope you all are doing okay. It's currently 10 a.m. my time, slightly later. If you're here right now and are still bearing with this mess, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, shut up, phone. Alright, so he's gonna do this a couple of times about halfway through his health bar, and we wait for him to do the shockwave ground pound. That's how we know when he's vulnerable. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Again, grabbing more health. These red enemies are kind of chunky. These blue ones are really weak for some reason. They're weaker than the normal base grunts. You can just kill them in like one hit. It's really sad. Alright, get him, SpongeBob. SWAT. Alright. Again, I need to make sure I also pick up purple juice so that way I can continue. The upgraded attacks for like your base attacks can do like a charge attack, and that allows us to get some multi-hits on Plankton, so that's one of the upgrades that we have as a result of New Game Plus. SpongeBob, why did you get rid of all of your purple juice? My guy. So SpongeBob needs to have some purple juice too in order to make sure that he can make bubble bombs.
This is a job for Clef. The boy can't
Your teammates also do a really good job of just ignoring enemies. So that's something you have to struggle against here. Oop, don't fall off the edge. Ooh, do not die, SpongeBob. You want to make sure you're banking as many lives as possible for the final boss, because it's really hard to minimize civilian casualties in the final boss. But while I'm waiting here, because Timmy's at full health, I can try and just roll out of bounds.
One bubble bomb coming up.
Nice! We got the 6th cycle. Okay, so that's the end of the fight. Hooray!
All right, SpongeBob, she would be very disappointed in me. Being a villain is no way to
Runners
live.
that hate their games that are also dying need the support. I appreciate you,
I
homie.
can change. I can see the
Alright, so we did the fight fast, so that's good
I'll help
news.
people from now on and devote my life to being good.
I don't know if he's learned his lesson, but he's certainly not ruling Bikini Bottom
And
anymore.
just look at SpongeBob's eyeliner, it's so
I
on
wouldn't be
point.
too sure
We'd
about
love to see it.
I can't believe you fell for that. And you, SpongeBob, fall
Alright, so this is a long cutscene. Don't worry about it.
When will you people learn?
So I don't know why I'm losing so much time compared to fake PB, but whatever.
Patrick, where did you
Remember, we are still on official world record pace because I have not screwed up anything so major yet.
I need a shower. You
It's
may
all
have
good.
stopped
We
my
are
mind.
hardcore
The
gaming
syndicate
right
is
now.
Still getting energy from Dimsdale. We will soon have enough energy to finish the Doomsday Machine, and then you will all bow.
Also, in the
down
next
before
segment,
me.
we have a lot of time to
Nothing
say,
can
so get
stop
ready,
the
gamers.
syndicate.
This is gonna be quite poggers, as the Zoomers have told me is the custom
Let's find
thing
out
to
what
say.
Crocker's been up to in Dimsdale.
We've got to stop them from powering that Doomsday Machine. Otherwise, all of our futures are at risk.
Alright, so now we're gonna be going into Timmy Turner's magical universe, I guess. So the two major there's in this world there's like 2 big levels and then the boss fight as opposed to 3 in the previous worlds. They probably just ran out of time and didn't have enough to make a 3rd level for
Real gold? It must be
Timmy
like a
and 2
fortune.
levels for
It's
Jimmy.
so ugly looking.
But
Oh,
this level has a really sick out of bounds right at the start here. This will essentially skip us right to the like final sequence of the level. So normally this level is extremely long if you, for some godforsaken reason, have played this game casually. So get ready for more out of bounds maneuvering if you didn't get enough of that before.
Well, anyway, we've got to stop them.
You're right. There's definitely a power stream going into that fortress. Let's find a way in and
Alright.
investigate.
So swap to Bob, queue up a bubble bomb, and pick it up. And we do this out of bounds clip as Timmy. Sometimes it can be a little bit easier to use a different character for a clip. Generally speaking, we just do Timmy for this one. Okay, so the clip for that one is actually like super easy. But it's getting to where we need to go that's the tricky part. So I'm holding up and to the right, and I'm waiting for certain things to load into the background to know where I'm going. There's less ways to royally screw this one up like I did in Jellyfish Fields. But we'll see. I often find ways to amuse and surprise myself, so. Also, every time you equip this metal hand, he says this voice line, so of course I'm going to annoy the heck out of everyone with it. You're welcome.
This is the job for Cleft, the boy Chin Wonder. This is the job for Cleft, the boy Chin Wonder. This is the job for Cleft, the boy Chin Wonder. This is the job for Cleft, the boy Chin Wonder.
Okay, now I need to go up and to the left. So I'm using the direction that my my allies' character portraits are to make sure I'm going the right direction. If they're bottom to the left, or bottom to the right, I need to go. I basically need to go in their opposite direction. Surprised I haven't seen anything load in yet. I might be too good at video gaming here. I need to be a little careful. Okay, there's the level. Okay. So, give me a second. I need to go to a very specific spot. And then I should fall back in bounds if I hit this properly. Gotta be very, very careful. Don't want to get too close yet. Okay, now I hold forward. And hopefully this should land me in bounds. Nice, it did. Okay, gotta be very careful not to fall here. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, game saved my butt here. Alright, cool, we did it. We got the big skip. Nice. Alright, so now we need to hit these things on the neutral. Wait, no. We don't want to do this. You're welcome, gamers. I almost just soft locked. You have to make sure you talk to Cosmo here first. And the reason why is talking to Cosmo activates the counter over here for all the prisms. Gonna grab that for marathon safety. If you don't do that, and you start activating these prisms, they don't count. So you gotta be very careful here. Alright? So we didn't soft lock. That's the thing that caused me to invalidate my run previously. Because I had to basically load into the next level in practice. So yay me, I'm bad.
Going ghost!
Alright, now I'm gonna try to keep SpongeBob loaded off screen here so I can warp him over here. Come on. I guess he's just not gonna come over here? Okay, I'll have to bring him over manually. Oh, those will unfreeze. Heck! Alright. Well, hopefully Danny will stay up there. I thought there was a strat for warping SpongeBob over here, but apparently there isn't. Underfortunate. Alright, so Danny will follow us this way, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Danny, you stay right there, buddy, okay? Don't move. I got this. Okay, got all three. That's harder than it looks. Oops. Alright, there we go. So we need to hit 5 switches. Wait, 4 or 5? Yeah, 5. Okay. Danny got stuck on something. Alright. Let's hit the button. That's the longest of the 5. I swear it's not like pulling out teeth. I know it looks really slow and dumb, but don't worry about it. The other couple are much faster. So I'm gonna fall off the ledge here. We're gonna do the same thing, and it pans the camera towards Tinny, which allows us to warp to him. Going ghost here because there's enemies that are gonna spawn in. I can also use like the hovering jump ability to kind of just skip over here a little bit. Alright, now this part's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna skip parts of this challenge by going out of bounds here. And I think, even though it's kind of... Where's my other controller? There it is. Well, thank you, SpongeBob, for being right here for me. Alright, he's out of bounds. Alright, so I need to get Danny over here. And then that allows us to get SpongeBob in, and we're essentially going to skip this whole challenge here by doing another clip right here. I'm sorry for the beep boops. That's just my phone telling me I'm dying slowly but surely. Okay, fall to the left and slightly up, and then we wait. Okay, there we go. So now we hit the button. And then what I'm going to try to do, this is a little risky, but we're going to risk it for the biscuit here. If I clip out of bounds here, I can reach the next challenge from out of bounds, and that's kind of cool. So we're going to try to do that here, see what happens. I haven't done this in a while, so expect massive and utter failure. Okay. I'm just going to fall once without moving to get an idea of where I am. Okay, I know where I am now, so that's good. So I'm trying to wrap around to the back side of this room over here. And if I do this right, I should fall on the ending platform in the next room. One more fall this way. Okay, let's see if this worked. One more fall. Oh, I got it first try! Let's go! I'm sick. So you can, in theory, do this across all of them, but should I go for the next one? Let's see where falling puts me here. Can I load anyone in? Okay, so... Oh, heck. Alright, backup time. I gotta... Sometimes it can be a little tricky to figure out which character you are if you're not paying super close attention, which of course I am. Why would I not pay attention during the hottest speed game of 2020? So because I couldn't get any other characters over there, that didn't really end up saving me much time at all. Well, I think it did a little. But now the game's gonna lag a tad because lots of enemies here that I don't want to kill. Alright, so I'm gonna get right here, swap to another character on SpongeBob, and you can just clip right through this gate and skip the whole challenge. Wait, Danny needs to not be going ghost. Danny. Daniel, please, clip through the wall. It's not that hard, buddy. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Alright. So I'm not going to go for the crazy out of bounds strat on the next one because I accidentally already raised one of the platforms for it. So it doesn't really save any time for us speed gamers. So the game has to show us everything, so we're just going to sit here for a second. And then I'm waiting before I swap characters because otherwise they'll fall. Oh gosh, they follow me through the fence. Improvise, adapt, overcome. We are just going to clip back the opposite direction. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Danny, please, thank you. So GameCube D-pads are notorious for being glitchy and bad. So as a result, sometimes you'll swap to a character and then it'll immediately swap you back. It's really stupid and annoying. So blame the game, not me, is what I say. I'm just gonna grab this. Because for whatever reason, Jimmy missed like workout day or whatever. So like his like melee attack, which is the helmet that you unlock in this level, by the way. Hairball, excuse me. For whatever reason, it uses a huge amount of purple juice, even when upgraded. So I try not to use it unless I absolutely need to. But I will right here because we're just going to be doing the same strat where we fall down and swap over to Daniel. Okay, there we go. And now we go talk to Cosmo, and we've beaten the level, essentially. Going Ghost here because I want to cheat. Alright, we're done with the level. And now Danny's just going to start walking in place. Alright, so now during this cutscene, don't mind the noise. I'm just going to take off a sweatshirt because this run has gotten me a little bit toasty. Because we are on... Shut up, phone. Okay. We are on world record pace, TM.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2. Was that 3, 2, 1, go? Or just 3, 2, 1?
Right, now this is a free gold split because I cheated in my practice run, so sweet. We just improved our sum of best by 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Alright, and now we're in Fairy World, so let me explain how this is, how this level is normally supposed to play out. You go into, like, the town square at Fairy World here, and you're supposed to go off in the other directions to free all of the fairies that got captured. Their energy is being drained or whatever. I have stopped caring at this point. And, essentially, you're supposed to go save, like, 10 fairies, and it's really slow and sad. But we're going to be skipping all of that and going to the second part of the level, which is just a straight shot to the end. So we get to see Jorgen, which is always a treat. Jorgen is an absolute unit. So I will shut up and let him talk.
We must prepare for battle. The human named Crocker,
Named Crocker.
has taken away our magic, but with your help, we can fight back. First, free all the captured
fairies.
We will need everybody's help to take back Fairy World.
Well, let's get to it. We need to stop Crocker as soon as possible.
Oh, brown controller. Alright, so this level introduces bouncy clouds. Very cool. Mostly slow because when you're on the ground you can punch. So this guy's really annoying, so I'm just going to ignore him because he's, as you can see, my friend's getting beat up by him. He's a giant jerk and does not respect proper etiquette. Alright, so this is the door that would unlock after beating this level, after saving all the fairies. But we're not gonna, we just NPC jump over the top of it, switch to Danny, and we are good to go. That skips saving all of the fairies, and so you're gonna see the 0x with that really sad looking fairy for the rest of this level. Now right here, I jump into a death warping trigger essentially that lets me reach a higher platform because it's a default location that it respawns you at. So we're gonna do that one more time right at this boat, and it's gonna let us skip this mini fortress that I don't know what is here for, but well, hey, I'm up here now. Magic. So now we're gonna do a strat that always scares everyone the first time they see it, but it's really not that bad. Whee! Alright, now we're coming up to the very end of Fairy Road here. Normally, you're supposed to use SpongeBob to soak up these mushrooms so you can jump off them. But with a little platforming, you can just jump. And the game just is helpless to stop you. So I have to be very careful not to use all of Danny's purple juice here. Just to make sure, because I have to use an ability called Ghostly Whale here to break some crystals. It's also key to note that we upgraded it so that we can break 2 of these crystals here at the same time to save some time. Okay, let's just get the Ghostly Whale going. So very beautiful sound that is uttered from his face right there. Then we gotta swap over to SpongeBob. This is like the only level that we don't know how to bounce clip in because there's just no point. SpongeBob.
Bubble bomb coming up.
Throw the bomb. I said throw the bomb. Thank you. Daniel. And this is just a straight shot to the end of the level here. Alright, there we go. And now we're going to be heading into the Crocker boss fight.
This is it, guys. Crocker's draining the energy from here.
So Crocker, one of the more technical fights in the run, actually. I know saying anything about this game remotely technical... Oh, we're a minute and a half ahead of Fake World Record, by the way. That was very good Fairy World. Anyway, Crocker is a bit interesting. So I'm going to be swapping over to Timmy for this fight because he has the highest damage output on Crocker in this fight. And we're going to use his Clef the Boy Chin Wonder power. Again, you're going to hear more of that noise. And we're going to just slap the heck out of our teacher here. And that'll stun him and cause these generators to basically be breakable. And then we have to freeze them and then break them. So what we're going to try to do is hit them all in one attack cycle so we don't have to wait for Crocker again. This fight's in 3 phases. I've hit the second phase skip once because the second phase is actually easier than the first phase for some reason. But I'm going to try to go for 2 of them here.
We've got to shut his machine down.
We'll see what happens here. So swap to Timmy.
This is a job for Cleft, the Boy Chin Wonder.
Come on. Ow. Dude, I'm getting manhandled by Crocker right now. Oh, this is bad. Okay, we're gonna have to go fast here. Might not be able to make this. This will be close. Ah, too slow. That's fine. So we're gonna have to wait. I almost got the 1 cycle, but I was just a tad bit too late. It's much, much more difficult with 1 player because what you can have another player do is fall around behind you and break all of the generators as you freeze them. So that's what Drunkle would be doing if you could actually play with me, but unfortunately I have to do this bad boy solo. Luckily, Fake PB also missed it, so not a big deal. So we're just going to slap the heck out of him. And we're going to do this last phase. Now, the second phase, I should be able to show an example of what the 1 cycle looks like. Alright, get over here, buddy.
This is a job for Cleft, the Boy
You're also going to notice I wait a little bit before I attack him again. Just so he can get a little bit closer. So I don't... every time you hit him, it swats him a bit further away than you want him to be. So you have to be a little bit careful. I have no power! Oh no, we're gonna miss the cycle. Shoot. Alright, well, we're 2 cycling this now. Gosh dang it.
job for Cleft.
That video game is bad.
Boy Chin Wonder.
Guards! Guards!
Alright, so we're gonna have to kill some extra enemies here to reduce some lag. Not a big deal. It happens. Gaming is gaming after all. Oh, we got turned into minions. Wait, what is this? What? Okay. Alright, so we gotta wait here now because he turned us into minions. There we go. Come back. I have some unfinished business with you, my friend. Alright, we'll take the 2 cycle. Now, phase 3 here, you cannot one cycle. You have to 2 cycle it. But even then, getting the 2 cycle here is really tough. So what I'm gonna do here is try to lure him down to the bottom. Come on, buddy. No, that's bad. All right, we might have to settle for a free 3 cycle here, most likely. So I'm gonna swap over to SpongeBob. And then, yeah, there's no way I'm making this, but I will try for the people. Yeah, okay. If you do that strat fast enough, you can hit both generators, but, I had some weird shenanigans happen where I couldn't get Crocker to the right side. You want him to be towards the bottom, left or bottom right. Essentially what I do is, again, I get Timmy off camera, and then swap to him, so he can warp right over to me and get to the other sides of the clouds faster. Okay. Making sure that I jump over this thing so I don't turn into a minion. Crocker, go to the... Stop! Crocker, stop it. Alright. Well, hopefully we can at least 3 cycle this. So, I paused there to reset the camera. Oh, wow, I was too slow, I think. Oh my gosh, I was barely just behind making it. That sucks. Oh well. Well, the reason why you go to the other corner and try that is because if you're really, really good, you can still 3 cycle it. We might have to settle for a really bad 4 cycle, but you know what? Life happens sometimes. This is a speedrunning marathon. We're just doing this for the people. Okay, jump over the... Crocker, I swear to heck. You stay right there. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Okay. Well, we're gonna actually have to 4 cycle this. Heck. Unless I'm sick. Nope, I'm not sick. Yep, 4 cycle it is. So, this will be a little bit slower than casual. Or, well, no, about as fast as you could casual, but... I'm playing by myself, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of slack here. That strat is really hard. But hey, I went for it. I didn't wimp out. This is indeed a job for Cleft, the Boy Chin Wonder. Oh, that's really bad. Well. Heck. This is just going to all heck right now. Crocker, what are you doing, buddy? Alright, one more thing and then we're done. I think my PB got 4 cycles, so not even really a big deal. I'm sorry, my fake world record. There we go. We did it.
No, no! You can't take my power away! I am the king of Fairy World! You can't stop me!
Alright, we did it. We got the fairy magic back. Hooray! We're getting towards the end of the run now. Huzzah!
You may have beaten me this
Yay,
time,
video
but
games.
the Fairy World will be mine again! The Doomsday Machine is fully charged! You don't have a chance!
Alright, and then he just flies off stage left.
You think we'd learn
Or
by
stage
now
right,
that
sorry.
we've run away,
I
wouldn't
was a theater kid in 4th grade. I remember this now.
If what Crocker said is true, we need to head back to Retroville right away. We must find Professor Calamitous before he uses that Doomsday Machine.
Alright, so... losing a little time to fake world record, because I think I got 3 cycle in that last phase. Oh, and the 1 cycle in phase 2. So, this run is trash. But, it's better than your average trash, because, by default, this will be world record. So, I am from a place of no criticism, so get wrecked.
Back to Retroville.
Alright, there we go. Sunday. Okay, so now we're going to be going inside of Goddard. So, Jimmy's world only has, like, 1 actual level to it, which is kind of funny, which is just going inside Goddard. The Fantastic Voyage of Goddard. Alright. So, we will be doing some out-of-bounds stuff here later. But everything in this immediate area is surrounded by kill planes, and that's bad. So we're going to do some actually kind of interesting and unique stuff that you haven't really seen yet.
visual center of the CPU.
So the main gimmick of this level is you have to go around and find these giant, like, these, like, when I say nuts, I mean, like, the ones you put around screws. Yeah, this is just not gonna sound good, is it? But what you can do is, with, the Boy Chin Wonder ability, you can pick up an object, like a big object like this and throw it. Or just slap it like an idiot. And then, something you can do is if you have another character in play, and then exit out of Timmy with the controller while he's holding on to it. Normally, as soon as you swap off of him, he'll just throw it away. But doing that allows him to hold on to it for later. And so normally you're supposed to go all the way to down to that really totally cool and interesting part of the level. But I can just bring Timmy over here, warp him over with warp magic, and he can just throw the bolt down here. Is it a bolt? Is it a nut? I don't know. Okay, we took a fall there. Not a big deal. Alright, we're gonna take it a little slow. Big okay. Not a huge deal. And for this one right here, we're supposed to have another nut, but we're just gonna skip this one. Alright, and then real quick, just to set up. Okay. Kind of just keep Danny invincible right here. Okay, there we go. And I need to be careful not to run out of Going Ghost purple juice, or else things could be bad, TM. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Normally you need to blow this up with a bubble bomb, but if you... Alright, well luckily we have a backup here. I'm gonna get Danny out of the way. If you place it down with B, it lets you create a platform that lets you skip right over here. And then I'm gonna pick this up with Timmy again during the animation of picking it up and exit out of the game during his pickup, and he'll hold on to that bad boy for a little bit. And so for this one, you have to go fairly out of your way to collect the thing. I can't. I'm just not doing names today. These little tick box are also super annoying, so I'm trying to do my best to avoid them. Danny, please. Alright, now we don't need any of these fools. Here we go. It's a little bit hard to organize two controllers while you're doing this, but I'm doing the best with the tools I have available to me. Alright, so now if you go super duper fast here, you can make like a cool gamer cycle. But I'm slow, so we made the slow gamer cycle. So we gotta wait here a tad. Gonna just put Danny right here, swap to Timmy. Come on, make the cycle. Go, 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 go. For the people! Okay, we made it. Alright, and then now I'm gonna queue up a bomb with SpongeBob. While I platform over here with Danny, because we're gonna do some out of bounds shenanigans in just 1 second. So that just queues up the displays tip box. So then I'm gonna put out a SpongeBob, produce lag, and then we're gonna go into the next chamber here. So now we're gonna do a kind of a silly out of bounds thing, and it really won't make sense where we're going until I explain it after we finish it. So I'm just gonna focus for this real quick because things can go a little bit funky if we're not careful. But now I need to swap to SpongeBob, and we're just gonna clip right here. This one's a little annoying. Come on. Okay, so now I hold up into the right, and so you're gonna see this like weird green mystical tech orb appear in the middle of space here. And what that is so in this level, in order to gain Goddard's trust, so I don't know, again, I think the game has just given up all hope at this point. But essentially, there's like this bond sequence where you have to go, like, you have to gain Goddard's trust by doing some like weird dumb mini game things here. But essentially what you can do is go out of bounds. They're all loaded in out of bounds here. So you can just free fall into the end of one of them. And that'll, oh gosh, where am I? Okay, I hit the cutscene. Good, that will work. So we just, Danny just technically gained his trust. I'm gonna fall through this, and the game just has given up all hope of stopping me at this point. This lets me fall. Oh, nope, not quite. We're gonna have to try it again. There we go. Hold up and to the left, and I should hit a cutscene here. And that is the end of this segment. Wait, I think I split it the wrong place. Yeah, I did. Okay. There we go. So now we have a mini-boss fight against a flea robot, because of course. So I'm going to be maining Timmy for this fight because, again, he has the highest damage output. He does a shockwave like the other tick bots as soon as he lands. So I'm going to bait out one of those shockwaves and then try to charge up a charge attack.
We can afford to be wrong once in a while.
So, the tick also has, like, auto-aim, and it's really, really, really obnoxious. So we're gonna do a boatload of damage right there. This is one of the fights where it can be, really scary, and you have a chance of losing, lives. Right, he's gonna go upstairs now. So as soon as he goes up there, he tries to spawn in enemies, but you can just slap this eardrum, which is a literal drum, by the way. And use that to knock him back down to safety here. Alright, so this fight is actually going pretty smoothly right now. Alright, it didn't charge up my attack, which was kind of uncool. Alright, you might go upstairs. Yep, he went upstairs. So, generally speaking, once you do the fight enough, you can get a feel for how many phases it'll take for him to fall back down. So now he's gonna do a thing where he's invincible for a little bit, and he's just gonna keep slamming and jumping. So we're just gonna wait for the spot where he eventually comes back down to solid earth, which is right here. So, oh, wow, he just left. What a loser. Dude, stop moving. What are you doing? This fight was going great until he just decided to start being mean.
A little help here.
It's also not queuing up charge attacks for some reason, which is really silly. Alright, now he's jumping. Oh, wow, he just didn't even do that. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try to minimize people dying by grabbing some health pickups. We want to make sure we have as many lives banked for the final boss fight as possible. Shut up, Danny. I don't care. Oh, it was just a song.
Some help here, guys.
Oh, there goes Danny.
Oh, hey everyone! I need help!
And SpongeBob, dang. My guy. Alright, couple more hits and he should die. No, one more hit. Come on, come on. No, I have to wait another cycle. Rip. Well, rules intended PB now. Oh well. Fake PB, I should remind you all. This was still world record TM. Even though this run was terrible. It happens, it's a marathon. So, one more yump and he should die, like, yeah, he was one hit away, of course. Alright, so this will allow us to go beat the final boss now. So,
Got the coordinates for
yeah, the game just kind of gave up with making more levels, and we just get to go straight to the end of the game. I think they were originally intending to have more Retroville levels, but it kind of sucks that we don't get to see that.
This is it.
Oh well.
Stop the syndicate once and for all.
Oh, I'm still barely ahead of Fake PB. That's sick. Alright. So, because I don't really have anything to talk about this fight right away, I'm just gonna let this glorious cutscene play and let you all listen to it for some reason.
Are going to spend a very long time in jail.
It looks like you heroes won't quit unless we give you an demonstration of our power.
Universal Doomsday Machine countdown initiated. Retroville destruction will commence in 5 minutes and counting.
So yeah, they're just gonna commit mass, like, killings on the entirety of Retroville. This is totally a kid's game.
I never got around to finishing the
They're just gonna kill everybody for
Override
no
switch.
reason.
Are you crazy? You'll destroy yourselves too.
Oh no, Danny, I
assure you.
We are quite safe inside this protective capsule.
Even fairies couldn't save you now, Turner!
We've got to disable that doomsday machine.
What kind of
Also, the
amateur
sphere
do you
that
think
Plankton
we
is
are?
in slightly deloads depending on where the camera is, so that one's a funny.
Easy for you. Computer, activate the, you know, doomsday defense systems.
Alright, so swap to Danny. Why is my other controller on? Heck. 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 Okay, there we go. Unhecked. Alright, so I need to hit one button here. These buttons move these platforms, which is like the big gimmick of the level here. And so I'm going to be going over here to this one with Danny first. You only need to hit, like, you can do all but one of these switches here because with Danny, he can just float over anything. So I'm going to do the annoying yell attack. And then we're going to swap to Timmy. Hit pause to reset the camera, and now... Oh, I just fell to my death. Oops. So now we're gonna just attack. As long as you're holding into the Doomsday Machine, you can basically hit the enemies here, or the bosses here, from any side. Holy cow, dude. Alright, one more, like, loop around should do it. There we go. So now we do SpongeBob. I think we go right here. Okay, there's one. So I need to hit 2 buttons, I think. Interestingly enough. I don't remember which ones. And then I think it's top right. I hope that was the correct one. I think it was. Dang, I can't believe I remembered there were correct buttons to hit. That's kind of incredible. So one more bubble bomb for the road. Wow, that hit me. Alright, switch to Timmy. Try not to die. Almost one hit. You're supposed to, like, go look for where, like, each character, like, reappears, but you can just, like, phase right through it. It's so silly. Okay, so I need to go here, I think. Okay, I think that's right. And then this one over here. Come on, please be the right one. Yes! Okay, I'm somehow remembering all of this, which is outstanding. Nice shrink. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, so I freeze this bad boy, if it'll let me. Nope, I have to wait to unshrink. What a great video game. Come on. Come on. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to swap to Danny, and then warp Timmy over here with the warp strats. There's a lot of lag going on here. Don't worry about it. So they couldn't be bothered to make a new sprite for Crocker here, so it just uses the one with his super power helmet thing. Alright, I need Jimmy to be alive right now. Okay, so we want this one right here. And the one coming up this way. I need to make sure I have purple stuff because there's one thing that you need the helmet bash upgrade for in the entire game. Oh, I messed up a button press somewhere. I messed up 2 button presses. Whoopsie. We'll fix everything. And it's the helmet, and it's for 1 button in the final boss, so it's something in theory that could, like, be skipped. Wow, I'm just gonna have to wait till I unshrink. Well, this is a slight disaster. Okay, there we go. Game, please unstuck me. I bequeath thee. Alright, it should be this button that fixes it. That should do it. Alright, so now I'm gonna use the football helmet to dash a little. No, I missed a button! Where? Give me this. Please work. Wrong button. Which button is it? I don't remember. Is it this one? Please. I think this is the button. Whoa, 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 hold on, game. You're going a little crazy here. Alright, save one. Okay. Alright, time will be coming up soon. It's as soon as you see Calamitous take the final hit and start to, the machine starts to fall back down. So get ready on time, I'll call it out. Alright, and time! Alright. Save progress? Heck no. Alright. Gamers, we have done it. We have conquered Nicktoons Unite for the Nintendo GameCube on New Game Plus. That was a roller coaster of an emotional experience. Unfortunately, I lost a fake PB by 11 seconds, but don't worry about that because, again, that PB was cheating. So, I am happy to announce that because I didn't screw anything up, this is officially world record. You have witnessed it live. You have witnessed history. So, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Before I hop off here, I have a couple of shoutouts. Normally, I like to watch the ending cutscene, but there's no point because this is just more garbage on top of an already garbage video game. So a couple of shoutouts I'd like to make. First of all, thank you to Drunken Titus, who ran this game co-op with me for a while. This run is a lot more fun when you're playing it with someone else. Not only because of the strats, but also it's just fun to spend time with people. But you know, social distancing, you do what you gotta do, okay? Also, I'd like to shout out Chiringu and 44,100 Hertz. I know, it's a long username. But they're the people who originally ran this game, and they found a lot of stuff for this game. So huge shoutouts to them, and also shoutouts to some of the runners that are coming up next. So up next is Derek with Bionicle Tales of the Tohunga. This run is hysterical. Make sure you stick around for it. And then Sally's gonna hold it down with Simpsons Hit and Run. So a lot of really funny stuff coming up next. I hope you really enjoyed this run, or at least were mildly enthused by it. That's all I can ask out of this game. So yeah, that's about all I've got. I'm probably gonna go take a nap now. All right, thank you folks so much.
For wasting his time. Sometimes I have to work all day just to break even, but I love working there. So long, guys. Hup!